depth, and we're trying a different format this week.
Guess this is like episode 30 part B.
Yeah,
Whatever.
It's episode number 30, 30B. I guess we can name it like that. 30A and 30B.
Yep.
Yeah, we're trying to make this more digestible
30,
for people.
Instead of having a 2-hour block, we're going to have 1-hour blocks, and we'll break it up and talk to chat and stuff in between. So if you guys are watching this on YouTube, you can catch this live. We do live stream it. And you can support us on Patreon. We'll get all this out.
Yes.
And there's Discords. Just follow our stuff. We love you all. You're all beautiful.
Indeed. Check it out, patreon.com/indepthsc2. But anyways, last time we went over the TY versus Scarlet series, and that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Very interesting play from both sides. soO is a very different player from Scarlet, though.
Yeah.
He's I would say he's stronger in the mid game probably, but not as good with end game compositions. Although his end game can be good, it's very different.
I feel like soO's a very momentum based player, where it feels like if he has momentum in his favor, he just keeps it the whole time. But if he's on the other end, it feels like it's really hard for him to catch a break. You know, like he doesn't really have the like Scarlet can be really, really behind and come back. Like I've seen her in really bad spots and she evens it out. Whereas soO feels like it just like done, you know, like he just gets cut trying to do some stuff. I don't know if he cuts too many corners or what it is, but it's very different. But they both have their strengths and weaknesses, in my opinion. So I'm really curious to how this stacks up against the first series. If you watched TY Scarlet, maybe you should watch that before this one if you haven't or whatever. But
yeah. And this took place 2 rounds later in the tournament, so that maybe you want to watch it because of that, because it's more it's more in line with chronologically this happens after the Scarlet series. Anyways, let's take a look. So we have Triton as our first map here, TY in the top left and soO in the bottom right. Again, this is from the Katowice server qualifiers.
Yep.
I forget which server qualifier this is from. Maybe it was the Americas.
It was NA,
it was the NA qualifier.
Interesting, he doesn't open up with 2-Rex against soO. I don't know if it's map or player based on the decision to 2-Rex the first series. I love opening up with stuff like that because it really sets a precedent for your series, and it's something that everyone has to consider immediately after.
Yeah, and it's always a strong opener against Zerg too.
Yeah. I love opening up like 12 pool in a series, just because it's so scary for the game too, especially if you win and you have the momentum. It's like, oh god.
Well, I wonder how much he's playing the player here as well. Scarlet, I think, is really super good with endgame compositions like Broodlords and stuff. Whereas soO, I'm like, well, if TY can max out and have all his tech, he should be able to kill soO. Like that's kind of my opinion on that. So maybe it has something to do with that, where he's like, I'll just take a more medium approach or something. So again, we see this SCV scout coming down and kind of blocking that third base so that the Reaper can come.
He finishes the bunker.
I think he could.
You know what? I really like this. I was wondering the first time we watched TY Scarlet, and he didn't build the engineering bay. I'm like, why are we doing this? Because engineering bay just has more HP. You know, like
so
right
you can
off
put
the bat.
the Reaper in there and keep the Queen
away? If a bunker actually finishes, you get to salvage it, and you could be really annoying. Like, I've never seen this happen to me, at least. This never happened to me on ladder. It's not going to get up this game, but if it does get up, my god.
There is a world in which it can get up. So why not? Yeah.
Oh, this is really annoying already.
Because you can cancel, you can salvage. Oh, did he actually get that tumor? He did.
He's so good.
Sick. The Reaper got the tumor. This is one of the best Reapers I've seen. My god, that's so much better than damaging 4 lings.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. So hold on. I do want to pause for a second and take a look at TY's build.
It's the same as the second game with Scarlet.
That's right. So we saw TY do this build against Scarlet in game number 2, where it's just 2 Hellions, which is a little bit off from what we normally see. Obviously, we normally see 4 Hellions, 6 Hellions, that type of thing.
Yeah.
But then into basically like a 2-on-1, getting those Medivacs out, getting stim very quickly. So very similar build to that. Now, in the Scarlet game, she went for a 40 drone timing attack with Roach Ravager and some Lings, which didn't go super well. It got like 5 SCVs, but did slow down the 3rd CC. It did slow down upgrades and let her get ahead in that way. So it'll be interesting to see how soO decides to handle this, because he is getting the Roach Horn right now.
I really like TY's build because it feels like it picks up on the weaknesses of 2-1-1. The number one weakness of 2-1-1, in my opinion, is it's predictable. It's way too predictable. Like, as soon as you see reactor Marines, you're like, what could it possibly be? You know, like, it's just so obvious. And it gives you just infinite time to react to a double medevac drop. You're like, this is really far off. But if you open with Hellions and there's a Marine, it doesn't really tell you anything. Like, this could be anything right now. If you know he's not making any more Hellions, that's kind of questionable. But that's the first weakness, is its predictability. And the second weakness is you can die to all-ins really easily because you just have a bunch of Marines and nothing else. Yeah. And you have no real map push pressure at all.
Yeah, it's not real pressure. This is like you're out there and you're getting reconnaissance and like it's a very light pressure though.
I mean, like, you would only have the Reaper, like, if it wasn't this build. Yeah. So it's just so much worse. If the Reaper dies, you have no vision at all. That Roach push could possibly just kill you. But the Hellion scouted it, and it gives you just so much more map control. You can be annoying with clearing creep and stuff. I really like this build. It's just way better than the original 2-1-1.
Yeah, it's kind of a cool little change to it.
I don't want to ever see anybody do original 2-1-1 ever again. If I see any Code S player open with 2-1-1 without this, they're just doing it wrong.
Okay, so there are some roaches being made. Quite a few, actually. 8 roaches.
Yeah, I think he knows what's up. Or he's doing another Scarlet thing.
Well, I think it's going to be an attack, right?
Yeah.
Why is everyone doing this? Hold on. 41 drones. So it's basically the same thing that we saw Scarlet do? Okay.
I like how...
and this is without the intel that it is this build. Like, unless, you know, everyone just knows TY's ladder and he does this every game or something,
but this is not even good. Like, doing this against this is not what you want to play
against. No, I would say so. So kind of an interesting...
But TY's just chilling here because he knows what's up.
You know, a part of this might be just the fact that they see the Hellions. It's baiting them. It's like, well, it's not a 2-1-1, so I guess I can just do this build and like have a quality result. You were talking when we went over the Scarlet series about how if this was like a Hellion Banshee, which is another pretty popular opener, this would do very well against that. So if you're kind of baiting them into doing the wrong answer as soon as they see the 2 Hellions, the build's even better, right? Yeah. Because now you're camouflaging your other builds too. Right. Because it looks like more... This is something we've talked about in GSL broadcasts for years, where like if you can camouflage things and make them look similar, but they do completely different things, that's one of the most powerful ways to play a series.
Really powerful, yeah. Like if you think about it, the way you play battle cruisers is quite similar. Like you leave your Hellions at home a lot of the time, like the extra.
Yeah,
Hellions.
They sit at home a lot.
You poke with your first 2, that's fine, but you need some Hellions at home, especially if you're going BC. And then you kind of you don't want to lose the Hellions because you want to do like a coordinated attack with them. And you want to be defensive until you get your wall up.
Well, it looks like a more teched build when you see the Hellions, basically.
It could be anything, is my point. But you don't see 4 Hellions, it doesn't blow your mind, because it's quite standard. It just immediately turns around.
Yeah, okay.
What did he see? I'm kind of curious what he saw.
I think like a Lang ran up, or maybe the Overlord saw.
Interesting bile there. Not sure what he was biling. Quite interesting. Okay, let's go back to everyone vision. Which one is it? Okay, well, I'll just click on this. I don't know where E is on the keyboard.
Okay, so hold on. There's a drop in the main base.
He feels like he commits a little bit more than other 2-1-1 players I've seen. Like,
well, against this unit comp, I think you're fine to do what he just did, right? I mean, you lost like 3 Marines, but that was definitely worthwhile.
I mean, some people see this and just like, I'm not attacking at all. Like, I wanna like maintain. Look at how good he is. He's just so good at doing. He's doing literally the exact same thing against one of the better players too. You know, like where he's just like picking them apart. You can't really argue. Oh, Scarlet wasn't very good at clearing up the stuff and getting our creep up. What, soO is also bad at it. You know? Like,
yeah. Well, soO actually here is doing something very different. Look at that, +1 roach attack, roach speed. Do you think this is going to be one of those max pushes? It looks like it. Like a 1-1 timing?
I like this a lot more than the way Scarlet was playing against this stuff. Because this stuff, a lot of the times, he'll try to hit some kind of timing attack, and you'll just be like, I'm maxed with roaches.
Yes.
And then you'll have like infinite momentum because you've got this upgrade lead, roach speed, and you just cleared a big push.
And if they just sit, normally what happens is you attack in, and minimum you're forcing a lift on the 3rd. Now, TY has been producing tanks for a little bit. So we'll see how that goes.
This map's pretty good for it too. Like, if you attack through the middle, you have pretty split options here for the Terran player. Like, it's kind of hard to defend multiple areas. Depends on where the Zerg attacks. If they attack through this channel, it's pretty easy. But I think if you attack through the middle, you're putting a lot of pressure in different spots. Especially if you do, like, a Ling attack on the side, roaches down the center, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
This is, like, best case scenario for soO, I feel. Because he's planning to attack. So if your opponent attacks into you, assuming that you get roach speed and everything, which is pretty close.
Good siege tank placement.
Yeah. Like, if this is going to work, it's going to work in this situation, you know? Like, it almost doesn't get better.
Well, +1 in speed is so close to done right now.
Yeah, and he brought his army to you, so if this was going to happen here, like, you know.
Okay, go back to the actual attack.
He's going to just, soO just wants to wait as long as possible.
But look at that, TY turning around.
Very disciplined.
Damn. I feel like a lot of Terrans would start harassing that base and then just lose everything.
I wonder if TY's fully assessed immediately what it is. Like, it will be a big roach attack on me, you know?
Yeah, I think so.
Like, you see that many roaches and no lings, what else can it be, you know?
Yeah.
Very rarely is, like, what, it's going to be max defensive roach?
The thing is, it's still a pretty popular build amongst Koreans. Like, the max out 1-1 timings, it's...
Yeah.
A lot of players like to do it. Look at this, 174 supply right now.
He's getting melee in carapace. He looks like he's transitioning. I mean, he's droning up. He's getting his 4th. He's getting an infestation pit. He's getting his bailey nest. I mean,
I think that he's lost a little bit of hope when TY turned around there.
Yeah.
I think his hope went way up. We were talking about some percentages of what you feel like.
As soon as the unsiege happened, he's like, well, there goes my advantage.
He's like, unsiege, please come forward. Please. Oh, he's running home. Damn.
Yeah, this is not an army you can chase him down with.
Yeah, and this is not an army that you're going to be able to transition easily out of.
Yeah.
Like, this is a very weird amount of Roach Ravager. It doesn't really fit with Ling Bane Ultra.
Yeah. I mean, look at he's just been supply capped.
Like, yeah, you can see this. You see he's sending a couple roaches off and stuff. Like, you have to find a way to utilize all these units that you used. And it's going to be very hard because they don't scale well.
That's the one nice thing about Scarlet's build is it felt very, like, efficient.
Yes.
Where, like, she had, like, a certain amount of roaches at a certain time, really strong, and then as they started petering off, she used them as Ravagers just to clear tanks and other stuff. Yeah. But this is like an army where you need to almost lose it so you can replenish it with better late game stuff.
It's so supply heavy, but it's not powerful at this point in the game. When we get to these big supplies, roaches become very weak.
Yeah. So far, I feel like TY has been playing
TY is just playing a masterful game. Like a masterful game. Everything about it so far. The pullback and everything. Look at the amount of siege tanks he has! Are you kidding me?
Look at the creep. It's just so bad.
Hold on. Look at this. 9 siege tanks, 5 medevacs, 59 marines. Absurd.
He's going for it, apparently.
Of course. He's, like, gonna be maxed out against, like, this weird wonky composition from soO with this many tanks.
Yeah.
Oh my god, how, like, it's going to get erased by the tanks.
He's been doing stuff over here. The roaches are way out of position.
Oh, look at this. He's gonna have +1 on his 10
He's
to
not even
12
have Bane
siege
speed
tanks.
if this play happens.
Oh my god. Alright, watch this. Watch this. This is going to... Oh, you can't even.
It's almost mech at this point.
I know. I know. It really... Look at this. Okay, so this is a little bit of an anti-timing. Look at these upgrades that are finishing. Vehicle weapons level 1, 2 seconds off. 3 seconds off for infantry weapons level 2. And the armor. Yeah. Like, if all that's finished, obviously...
His armor's like 30% stronger than one of them.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still going pretty okay. But yeah,
it's a good flank, though.
Oh my
god. It's a very good flank.
Sick flank, actually. Thinking about this, I'm actually... if this had just gone a little bit better, I wouldn't have even minded that much because soO wanted to get rid of his roaches anyways. Yeah. If you can trade it for 9 tanks and a decent amount of bio...
Dude, he did as well as you could do in this situation with that. Yeah. But that was a little bit of an anti-timing from TY as well. Like, those upgrades make a big difference.
Well, I don't know if TY... Well, I guess he kind of did because he pushed so far forward. But, yeah, if he would have played it a little bit slower... Like, if his army was, like, back here and he could have stimmed into this side or something. But... Now he's got a pretty okay timing because he's got all his upgrades.
Yeah, now that all his upgrades are finished.
It's only 4 tanks.
Yeah, he's actually 30 supply lower than he was before and like 8 tanks less.
But he's got the ups, which makes everything invincible.
Well, plus 2 carapace.
Look at all these medevacs. How many medevacs is that?
Like 7? 9.
9.
Well, I think 2 are at home. It's pretty sure I count 7.
It's 2 right there.
Yeah, they just got it.
There were heal up brains in the back.
No, you didn't.
I did.
You're lying.
We're going back now. Okay, let's watch this. So he's doing this thing, right? We're talking.
What's this here? What's this here?
We're talking
What's
about how
this here?
sick these medevacs are, right?
Where are they? Where are those medevacs? Oh, look, they just came in.
Oh,
on
look!
the rally.
What are they doing?
Yeah, no, they were, but they came.
Look at what
they
they did.
just got here. They just got
What
here.
did I say they were doing? They were healing medevacs.
Yes, well, that's what they do. They heal.
They were
What?
healing in the back. That's what
Dude,
I said. And you're like,
when
no,
you
they're
asked
not
how many
healing in the
medevacs it
back.
was, and I said 7, I was correct.
No, no.
Yes.
They're still back here.
Yeah, they're just sitting there, though.
That's the flank defending medevacs. Those still exist.
Oh. Those are the rally medevacs.
Yeah, now this is a pretty disgusting army.
Yeah.
It went from like kind of there to like now we've got a like sledgehammer knocking on the door instead of like an old lady with a purse. It's like the Rock with a sledgehammer now.
Damn, that's scary.
And the old lady with the purse. It's both of them. Yeah, I don't know how you ever break this without Vipers.
No, it's the wrong unit composition here for soO. A lot of things went wrong for him this game. Now, whether that is partially because TY baited him into this mistake with the 2 Hellions, but TY's, I feel like the crucial moment of this game was really the pullback of TY, you know? When
right.
he went home and then reinforced and then came out again.
Look at he just kind of exploded while we were... I love when Terrans do this. This is what I do too, where they just like abandon after like 5 4 mineral patches disappear.
Yeah.
Instead of waiting for everyone to disappear, just go.
Oh,
for
totally. Your economy is way more optimized like that. All right, so finally he has some Vipers, but damage has already been done.
Yeah, even if he clears this is pretty good for TY. Especially at the base, and he doesn't clear it. But
God, he still has 4 tanks there. Those 4 tanks will not die.
yeah, these are like the big heavy hitting tanks too, and they're all still here.
I know, and they got that crazy skin on. Love it. War chest skin, right?
Maybe. Not a skin expert here. They look like siege tanks to me. Siege tank has 20 kills, 23 kills, 12 kills, 15 kills. Oh, this one's only a recruit. We should kill that one. It's a waste of supply.
Yeah, and at this point, it's... I mean, what are you even supposed to do?
Let's just leave this one and go to the next one.
Yeah.
I think we took away what we needed to from that series.
No, that was good though. I enjoyed that. The pullback from TY, the figuring out that the roach count was slightly too high for this to be something where he's whittling down lings the whole time.
Yeah,
he could really tell what it was.
I kind of wish soO was more like aware of what was happening. Like as soon as the unsiege happened, to jump on it because that's your only opportunity. But he kind of just let it walk away. I don't know if he thought maybe it was a siege to come towards him or if it was in his best interest, but it really wasn't. And immediately, like, soO kind of had this really wonky transition that he clearly didn't want to do but had to. And he just never really got the army composition he needed to deal with anything. Even if that fight had, like, more lings, that, you know, when that flanking fight happened, and we almost went okay for soO, if he had, like, just, you know, maybe 25 supply of roaches and lings instead, I think it would have gone way better.
Yeah.
But he just didn't have that.
Yeah, totally agree.
Wait, so this is a pool first, right? Yeah. Okay, so this is what I felt, but it's not really quick ling speed, so it doesn't really matter.
Oh, yeah, you were talking about the
Like all
the
lings.
SCV scout time.
Yeah.
Right.
So, like, the CC's already down here, you know? The Reaper's coming back. It's going to get delayed if it... Oh, actually, TY lost some... Or soO lost some lings. This is fine. This is, like, okay for TY. You can scout late if it's just a regular pool first. The only thing is, it's really scary is when it's me and you do that. 'Cause I will kill you.
People play different against you, though.
Yeah, I laugh at those SCV scouts. I'm like, what is that? Get that out of my face. And like 6 slings are coming in and you see my nat. I'm like, now what are you going to do? You know?
All right, so this game, I love it, right? We have the Hellions out, but now it's actually Banshee.
Yeah.
And you still have the sour taste in your mouth as soO
Yeah.
from the last game where you, at 41 drones, decided to make a bunch of Roach Ravager, and it did 0, and eventually you lost the game with a poor unit composition. So
It's really interesting that he's. Did he show anything more than this? Like the first 2 Hellions and the Reaper?
yeah, I think that's it. That's all he's shown.
I don't
so
think
far.
he lost 3 Hellions, so that's quite interesting. Like he is kind of telegraphing the same stuff.
Yeah.
Look at how many Marines.
Yeah.
I think this is 2-1-1 if I'm soO. Although
Well, now that the barracks is
racks,
floating there, you know
what
it's
is
not.
this, TY?
He's just trying to get an Overlord.
I mean, like, I thought he was a genius, and then this Rax flies in. I'm like, okay, well, it's either the worst 2-1-1 ever, or he ain't 2-1-1.
yeah.
Like, this
but
was
the thing
really
is,
well
even
telegraphed.
if you're tricked up to this moment,
Yeah, true.
that's still reasonable. And look, let's take a look. Structures, no Roachhorn. Roachhorn
it's
just gets started now. Before, it got started in what, like 33 drones, 35 drones, something like that. So this is a lot later Roachhorn. And so, I mean, the tricks have already occurred.
Yeah. I kind of like the later Roach Warren, though.
No, I do too, but
I think soO played this
the
one
thing
a
is,
little bit better.
soO, I think you're right that
What the hell are these?
soO would have attacked and done a good job against this type of build
What
with
is
his
this?
build last game.
What are you doing?
He's attacking, man. Don't you get it?
4 Marines.
Yeah, dude.
But he doesn't want to commit because there's
Dude,
just
that's
4
5
Marines.
Marines.
True. He's just hoping like an Overlord's floating around somewhere. He's never killing anything with 4 or 5 Marines here. The only thing I don't like about this is it feels like TY had so much more momentum at every stage of the game with his like medevac stuff, his pronged medevacs with really early stim. He's still getting it. It's just like feels like soO's basically able to do whatever he wants for the very beginning of this game. There's never really how many like. He's sure he killed a couple drones, I guess. I don't know with what, but I guess we missed some Hellion action earlier.
That's right. So TY, yeah, he's going into his bio play. He's got the 2
It
E-base
just
coming
feels
down.
like
He's taking the third
economically,
base.
soO's like way more set up as a Zerg player this game than he was
Yeah,
last game.
for sure, you're right about that. Well, again, he didn't cut everything at 40, right?
Yeah.
So he does have that better saturation a little bit quicker.
This feels way more like a soO game to me than the other ones. It just felt like soO. Remember when I was talking about the momentum? If he doesn't have it, he just doesn't have it forever. This feels way more like soO-esque. Although the supplies are still favoring TY.
Oh, the Spire.
I like it.
Yeah, what are we going to see with that?
Muta.
Look at that melee and
maybe not.
range.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That's interesting.
Yeah, no, I don't think we're going to see any mutas here.
I don't know if we're going to see anything. I guess maybe Corruptors, I guess, to deal with the medevacs.
Yeah, I think that eventually he'll make Corruptors.
I think it's going to be kind of a similar army comp to what Sasha had, but with quicker Corruptors, maybe.
The +1 ranged is because he's making a 3rd Evo. So you would think that maybe range would be the slower upgrade. Like, why wouldn't you get Carapace here? This is very weird to me.
Yeah, Carapace is just a better upgrade to get against Terran.
Yeah, it's very
Like
very
Marines
strange.
with their really quick attack. Carapace is
All right, let's take a look at this attack that TY has set himself up for. Okay, so he randomly has 6 Hellbats in this army. I feel very weird about him having 6 Hellbats right now.
The same Hellions from before. He wanted to lose them, apparently.
Yeah. He's like, well, I don't know. I guess this works out.
I mean, remember we're talking about weird 5 Marines. Now it's weird 5 Hellbats.
Yeah.
Or 6 Hellbats.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't mind this from soO if he fights it the right way, but he just doesn't really have... Like, if he had Banes...
He's not quite ready for it.
Yeah. I'm wondering... This 4th feels so weird. It's like, what? What is this? I have to creep up here to connect with this base?
Yeah, that's a weird base. I like this map overall, but
I do.
it's kind of silly, too.
Why not this base, actually, too? This base is fine. Why didn't we take this one? This base feels really good, actually, for a Zerg.
Well, whatever the
Anyways.
reason may be.
He's getting punished. Yeah, he's just getting punished now.
No creep spread out there at all.
Hellbats!
Hey, Hellbats, they're the heroes.
I mean, this is like the perfect army comp, because he's got his Hellbats defending his tanks, and his Marines fighting his Roaches.
And look at this, Drilling Claws? What am I looking at this game? This game is bizarre.
I like the Drilling Claws. I mean,
You
this
like
is-
the Drilling Claws
this
here?
is, yeah. This is a little bit more Roaches than than what Scarlet was doing.
Like,
but
if it was Ling Bane Ravager, that would be one thing, but there is, like, he's still making Roaches. Which, I mean, Widowmine's, like,
they're okay.
can hit Roaches, but...
I definitely like.
I never think of him as a unit that I would want in this situation.
We haven't seen the second fact. Oh wait, there it is.
Yeah, that's it.
Never mind. Wait, did he scout the Spire? Maybe he scouted the Spire. What do we got?
Yeah,
Well,
I'm sure he saw the
did he see it
Spire,
before?
but...
Yeah, I think it's a reaction to the Spire.
Okay.
Like Roach Corruptor. Yeah,
Like, it's not a bad upgrade to just get. It's not all that expensive or anything. It's just...
I mean,
if he's switching into Mass Widow Mines right now, I don't quite understand what that's all about.
Actually, he just built he had a mine in production, he canceled it, built a siege tank.
Okay.
So I'm wondering if he decided that you were right. After seeing this many
Probably.
matches. I think he might have thought it was something similar to Scarlet-esque stuff, where it's like Wingbane, and it's not even bad, because he's kind of telegraphing that with a Spire and Banelings.
Sure.
But this isn't quite a lot of roaches. Yeah, we still see tanks.
Yeah. Okay, that makes so much more sense to me. And of course, let Drilling Claws finish.
You can do both,
it's useful.
actually. I mean, with a reactored factory, it's not that expensive to pump mines
Sure,
off of it.
yeah.
I do like double fact.
There's not many good ways to
where we had
spend
like
mine.
30 siege tanks, because that's just better against roaches. But he is actually going into that army composition that mines is pretty good against. I like the high corruptor count. So what do we got? +1. Where's our +1? Oh,
That carapace upgrade is so slow. That was the weirdest choice of this game for me so far.
Yeah. Doesn't make much sense at all.
This weird outpost of units down at the bottom for TY as well. What do you think about that?
Like, in case he takes his base again, it's
Like,
never
I don't
happening.
understand, because it feels like by now soO should just meander down there and kill it, right?
Yeah.
Like, those units shouldn't be able to hold that position.
It's
at
one
all.
medevac too, so you're not getting anything out, basically.
If you just attack move your army there, you don't actually lose that much.
He's
you kill it off.
reinforcing his position of literally doing nothing. He's reinforcing it because he felt like it wasn't strong enough.
Okay, and he does have a little group up here where he's taking his fort. Okay, what am I doing? Now soO finally decides to move down as it gets reinforced.
Good thing he reinforced it.
Yeah, it would have just been rolled through in 2 seconds.
His reinforcements
And then he
kill
wins.
it.
Oh my god.
And
That was... This game is a little bit strange.
half his army is up in the top left too. It's not even... Look at...
Yeah.
So you clear this up, kinda. I mean, that's cleared as well as it's gonna be. And then TY just moves on creep with 1,000,000 mines. And good luck fighting that with this army. This is just not an army. Maybe we use the corruptors to splash our... I don't even know. It's just not gonna work. Even on creep, look at how little TY cares.
Well, this unit comp, like, he just whittled down so much in the bottom part of the map. And this is actually a more high-quality army up here.
Yeah, it's not happening. I like the mines.
Yeah. Here they're doing very well because you've already reduced everything else.
I wish our outpost would move up. Oh.
No, that outpost doesn't even make sense. That
I
outpost
mean, you
shouldn't
might
be
as well
there.
get rid of it so you can rebuild your army.
You may as well just leave it there. Maybe you can cancel a hatchery randomly at some point. Maybe he'll send something down there and you just kill it.
What is he? Well, he's he's going with it. It's not gonna do anything. Oh, actually, that's not enough wings in it. It's close. Yeah, it's not close. Okay. Yeah, so this is the beginning of the end. It's amazing to me that this game goes on for 5 more minutes. But we're in a position where soO is definitely behind. Oh, I love how he just like explodes on the map as soon as you give him any momentum.
I know, and he's like getting his 3/3s, just very steadily working up, adding in marauders now, getting percussive shells, adding in more of the mines.
It's probably gonna add on more production soon.
Yeah.
It's just like
This always, like, when you see a position like this, like, what is the Zerg even supposed to do here? And now he's got that hilarious base to the north of here.
God, it's so disgusting.
So weird. So weird.
I feel like this base is just set up to be like a sky toss little outpost where we build a bunch of cannons and bounce our carriers.
Or put a
between bases.
planetary there or something like.
And it's Zerg's worst nightmare where it's like, what do I even do to defend this? Oh.
The Corruptors have been doing some work here. He's lost a lot of medevacs.
Yeah.
I always like Corruptors in this type of composition. If you're not reducing the medevac count, like, that's Terran gaining value throughout the game.
They got little boosters on them.
Yeah. It's the Zerg mech.
I think they should make them go faster. Doesn't make much sense to me.
No?
That they have boosters, but they go the same speed as the ones with the tentacles. Like, what's the point of just burning fossil fuel?
Oh my god.
Ouch.
Yeah, there's that planetary one we were talking about. That's a good Terran base.
He's so good. He's building a second base next to it.
So what is TY up to right now? This is out of the 4 games that we've been looking at of TY. Oh my god!
This is the outpost tanks, and they're still here.
And he's reinforcing.
He's reinforcing the same outpost tanks from before.
Those things have been there all game long.
It's just a distraction too, for the main army. Or the side army. I didn't even know. Ooh. Nice.
Okay, well that's a lot of Ling Bane.
Yeah, the outpost tanks will die this time.
You sure?
Yeah, it was close.
It was close. They almost held.
If only he had one more reinforcement. Okay, so this is the position that I was talking about, where Zerg's just sad.
I don't know how you're supposed to hold that base up there.
It's not a very big army, but going up this ramp...
It's almost... I almost feel like you have to take the base to the left of this if you ever want to take that base.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it's
just... Also, remember what I was talking about or pointing out was like creeping like this, I guess? You know?
Yeah.
Like... Yeah, up a ramp. This base died, and then, like there was like 2 Marauders and 2 Marines, and it just kills this base on the side. Now soO is really sad.
Take a look at the counts. 82 drones still. I mean, that's pretty.
Yeah,
pretty solid. He's got his 333 on the way.
82 drones.
We have no actual tech. This is soO right here. We got Hive Tech for +3/+3. We don't have Greater Spire. We don't have. Do we have Vipers?
We don't even have gases here.
We don't even have Vipers, do we?
We don't have gases here.
Well, I gotta check. Yeah, he has 0 Hive. Oh, I know he has 2 Vipers. Never mind. Sorry, he did make 2 Vipers.
He doesn't have the gases here, but he has like infinite drones. It's 81 drones and only 2 bases that are mining. No, this base gets taken out again. Feels like this map is not very good for Zerg in ZVT.
You could be right about
Although TY is also just a monster, so he could make every map look like it's not very good for Zerg.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah, these 2 fringe bases feel really weird. This base feels okay. Like you can get 4 bases, but 4 bases is not enough against TY.
The center feels weird with the wall in the middle. Like,
yeah, no one's bringing their STDs to mine that out or something.
Yeah.
That was a really good fight somehow. If he rolls these in, kills this planetary, it's something.
The thing is, what is the win condition here for soO? Is what I really want to know.
Going for the throat, like we were talking about before.
Yeah, but with like layer units.
Basically, but they're 3/3 layer units.
Yeah. He's like, I have +3 attack on these 2 Ravagers. I'm like,
soO
okay, that's sick.
Way more disciplined than Scarlet, though.
Mm.
He knows that going up this little,
no one in
tiny
the world will ever attack up there.
1 hex Marauder can barely fit through hole with his entire army would be bad.
That would be bad. God, this base again.
I like he brings the 2 mines just so he can clear up the entire army when it comes up this ramp. Ooh, look, see how important it is. Right here we go. This mine's gonna kill everything. Okay, it's not. Still a good hit. Yeah. And now these mines are just here. Because no Zerg players build Overseers. That's just weird.
No, of course. TY just taking that. Look at that. He's going to kill for the 7th time now, this bottom base.
You know what? He should have just built like 5 bunkers here and just had a little outpost. You know, build some Raxes here too. We'll have like a little bio production. And
he needs a turret and a sensor tower there.
And
is
a
what
planetary.
He needs to really make it an outpost.
Just mine this one. Let's make the outpost here. Like 4 Raxes, 4 Raxes, and a command center here. And a bunch of turrets just in case he tries to use his corruptors. And then we build an army here that can just keep contesting this base.
That's the way to do it.
And
or just leave 2 tanks over there all game. And
we can just leave some tanks here too, in our little outpost.
It seems like soO's just
scanning to take this eventually. He knows my idea is good. Yeah, every trade here is just grid. It's just great for TY. I mean, you can just keep trading forever. He knows it too. soO doesn't even wait.
Yeah. That one, weirder than the other ones, but that's okay.
Yeah, I think the Scarlet series was a little bit more... There's a little bit more takeaway from it. It felt like there were a lot of decisions that were really intelligent from both players. Not that soO didn't make intelligent decisions. It just felt like soO was behind all game, whereas Scarlet... TY was a slugfest of 50-50 back and forth. And then TY just like slammed it, you know what I mean? It went from like okay to TY, Where it's like TY was just ramping up from like, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, like, like we knew he was dead for so long because these bases just kept dying over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
Like that did not really happen for Scarlet. I don't know if it's the maps or if it's just soO's army comp felt like it's a little bit clunkier, a little bit slower, and a little bit harder to spread out. I don't know.
Yeah, well, a lot of times soO plays games like that. I would say that overall from these series, other than TY's really smart decision making, what I liked was the 2 Hellion 2-on-1.
Yes.
And also the retreat that we saw in the previous game. I thought that tank retreat
really
was just magnificent. Whereas if they were going like Ling Ravager at that point, I think you stay.
Yeah.
And I think with Roach Ravager you run, and it can be hard to tell, but he read that very well.
Yeah, it was really good by soO not to just like counter into it. Obviously, he wasn't going to, but it might feel like that you kind of have to do that, but he didn't. Yeah, it's interesting.
All right. Well, I guess that does it for In Depth this week, guys. Thank you for checking it out and tuning in. I hope you enjoyed some more Terran themed episodes. Give us feedback on how you like it. We kind of mix it up a little bit.
Yeah.
We continue to mix it up all the time. And yeah, I guess that's about it, right? Anything else?
Yeah. All right, we'll see you guys later.
All right. See ya.